Okay, so now back in the day, I remember there used to be a mousse foundation, and I haven't tried it, but I've heard really bad things about it. But it has been relaunched, and I also received some mousse foundation from Kangol, so I'm going to try it with you guys on camera. I just want to start by prepping my face with some primer, and I'm not sure what shade I am yet, but we'll figure that out as we go. So I received 5 shades. I'm not sure what my shade is yet, but we'll probably have to mix if I don't find the perfect shade. And this is called the Kangol Matte Mousse Foundation. It says that it has SPF 15 in it, so let's go. Okay, so I'm going to go with the safe option, which is the color Caramel, which is generally what the name of my color is in other foundations. So we're just going to go with it and see how that goes. I also got this cute little Powerpuff beauty blender from Kangol, so I'm going to apply it with this. Loving the sponge, super soft. I haven't wet it, so it really is soft even without wetting it. And here goes nothing. Okay, so I'm just gonna swoosh. Oh, that's a lot. So you can see the texture is very moussey, and I'm just gonna apply this onto my skin. And I think it's better to dab it in. So far, this color is a almost perfect match actually. And it's blending in seamlessly. I don't see it cracking or anything thus far. I'm probably gonna have to add some contour to this just to warm my face up a bit. But I think so far, so good. It feels matte, definitely. It just has a very odd smell that I'm not fond of, but I'm not mad at it at all. So I just give that a second to dry down, and I can see that it's lightening up on my face as it's drying down. I'm gonna try another color just to see if it's gonna dry down differently, so I'm gonna go in with a darker shade on the other side. Okay, so this time I'm going in with the shade Cocoa. I'm using the same sponge because this is a darker color and it kind of all just went onto my skin and soaked into the sponge. So I'm just gonna apply. Oh, that's a bit dark. But I just want to see what this is gonna dry down as, if it's gonna dry down a little bit lighter and then blend in with my skin better, or what it's gonna do. The coverage is really beautiful. It's super matte, so if you have oily skin, I think this would be perfect for oily skin. I am, however, dry, so I prefer usually a more dewy foundation, but I think this would be great for people with oily skin. I prefer the darker color because I can always just use concealer to highlight some areas. This one does seem a bit more dull, so I definitely prefer the second color that I used because I know that I can still highlight some areas that are too dark and it will blend and give a nice bronzy finish. I'm going to go in with a darker shade called Dark Caramel, and I'm just going to use this to contour. This time I'm going to use a brush just to see what it applies like with a brush. I like the shade of this foundation for contouring. and it's blending really beautifully into the foundation that's already set. I have actually put the darker shade over the side of my face. My face still feels very matte. I don't oil up easily, so I think the mattifying finish will last for a while. So I'm just warming up my face a bit. So for first impressions, I am really happy with how the foundation sits, and it looks really flawless on camera. I am checking it out in the mirror as well, and I can see that obviously my ring light is brightening my face, but maybe the shade that I used is a little bit too dark. However, I am very happy with how it's coming out on camera. I would love to do a wear test of this foundation. It is very matte though, so I would probably wear this then on a very hot day when I know my face would sweat up a bit and make it a bit more dewy, because at the moment my face is feeling extremely dry, only because I have dry skin. But I do definitely think that this foundation would be lovely for someone who has oilier skin, and it retails for 169 rand if it's something that you are definitely interested in and you like the way it's looking on my face. Also, I just want to rave about the sponge. It's 59 rand and it's honestly so soft. I will wet it later on to see how much it expands, but it's honestly soft and it doesn't really need any water or moisture to make it feel soft. I have used a sponge before that was much more harder and that requires water to allow it to get soft, but this one is very soft and it definitely helps the blending process a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Revlon Candid Concealer just to brighten up under my eyes. And then just get some highlight on all the areas that's a bit dark, because I applied 20 million layers of foundation. And I'm just gonna use the sponge again. So all of that is nicely blended. My face still feels matte from the foundation, and the concealer blended into that really nicely. I'm not going to set it with a mattifying setting spray, only because it's really matte. So I'm going to hydrate my face a bit and then I'm going to complete the rest of my face. So I went ahead and used the Catrice Balance Hydro Spray, and I just sprayed that on my face, and it definitely feels much more hydrated and not as tight or mattified. So this is really good for hydration. I also wanted to come on here and show you guys this new highlighter from RBB Lab, and it is honestly one of my favorite highlighters right now. So it's super pigmented. I just dropped like 3 little dots on my face. Oops. On my tip of my nose and the bridge. And you can literally just blend this with your fingers. And it has such a nice finish. It blends right into your skin and it just gives you that glow from within. Sorry, I just had to get that extra bit off on the other side, but this is what the glow looks like. And then on my eyes, I have the new Kangol Paradise palette, and I literally just used these two shades over here. So it's the shade Sandcastle and Sandy Tan, and I just put that all over my lid. Also, when I'm doing no lashes, I really love the Roller Lash Mascara from Benefits. It's such a great mascara for me that has super short lashes. So it has like a rounded edge and the bristle is rubber, and it just applies so comfortably on my lashes and adds a little definition and separates them beautifully. Then another newbie I'm trying from RVB Lab today is the Gleam Gloss, and this is the shade 405. So it looks a little bit scary in terms of the color for my skin, but it's actually a gloss, so it works perfectly fine. And it just gives a nice sheer finish. With a little bit of a peachy tone. So my face is looking very goddessy golden at the moment. Very glowy, a lot of highlight happening on my eyes, on my cheekbones. I'm feeling like a whole Golden Globe trophy. But these are some of the new products that I received, and let me know if you guys want to see more of these videos for first impressions and new products.